associating it with this saying that I normally hear online: no one is coming to save you. Okay. Now, one thing you have to understand about being a human being, okay, is that you have limitations. And a lot of these sayings that people say, especially when it comes to success and prosperity, the problem is that they usually only focus on the individualist aspect of success, of which, it's half right, because there is such an aspect. All right. As a person, as an individual, you are responsible for the choices that you make. Okay, so you are responsible for the choices that you make, and this is regardless of the circumstances that have placed you in that situation to make that choice, right? At the end of the day, you have to decide on your perspective of your situation and your mentality towards that situation, okay? And that's what that saying, in my opinion, means, to say that you have to save yourself, or you have to, it basically means that you still have to decide your attitude towards your circumstances. All right. The problem that I have is that this perspective, or this saying, although half true, the other half, which is a lie because it fails to acknowledge the fact that your success is heavily dependent on the environment in which you function, meaning the choices that you make, meaning the let me not the choices that, yeah, the choices that you make are dependent on the variety from which you make those choices, right? The list of options from which you would then make a choice, okay? And that list is heavily dependent in turn on the environment in which you function. The environment meaning the physical environment, as well as the people around you, and the people in your life, as well as the people in your environment, in your general environment. So yeah, so this includes the people you know and people you don't know. Everybody plays a role in facilitating the environment in which you function. That environment has an impact on a whole lot of things, including the possible options that are available from which then you make a choice. And your perspective on the environment also determines your ability to see, or to observe, or to be aware of certain options. So you may not even be aware that there are certain options because you have a certain attitude or mentality towards that environment. Um, so all in all, it is true that, look, you as an individual, you do have to focus on yourself. You do have to, um, deal with your role, because your role in being complicit, uh, or being a complicit participant in the environment in which you function, you contribute to facilitating that very environment, and you have to take responsibility for that role, okay? Because that is what is in your control. Other people are not in your control, okay? Um, but at the same time, you also have to be cognizant of the role that other people play. Because what that does is it also emphasizes the importance of your relation with other people, your importance in how you interact and engage with them. And I believe that it is this aspect that is often overlooked. The importance of the relationship in sort of giving you as an individual the most control you can have over other people, right? And I don't mean in terms of controlling them as in undermining their free will. I just mean influencing them, okay? So, yes, you do have to deal with the things that you have direct control over, which is yourself and your decisions and your mentality and so on and so forth. But you also do have to be active in the things that you're more sort of indirectly in control over, in terms of things that you have more influence over, more rather influence than control over. Okay. You have to ensure that you have a positive relationship with the people closest to you, or the people around you, as much as possible. So one of the mistakes that people make is that they focus on themselves and only on themselves. And, I might even include myself in this, from time to time for various egotistical reasons. You focus on yourself and you decide, hey, look, I'm just going to focus on my own success. Everything else is none of my business, which is, I would say, becoming a dominant mentality if it isn't already nowadays, right? But you have to understand that other people's problems become your problem if those other people live within your immediate environment. And if they don't, then they become your problem down the line more indirectly. Okay. So you cannot actually live life acting like you're the only thing that matters in your life. Other people matter as well. All right. Other people do. They do matter. And therefore, the way you conduct yourself towards them and the way you let them conduct themselves towards you is important. It is absolutely important. Life is both a meritocracy and a political game, a relationship game. It is not only a meritocracy. Just because you have the best skill doesn't mean you're going to be the most successful. Not necessarily, right? Because it's not just about skill. It's also about the quality of the relationships that are around you, that are available to help you succeed. So no one is going to save you. Yes and no, right? Remember that there is no such thing as success without the participation of another human being. It just isn't possible. It is not possible within the human experience to be successful without the participation in your success of another human being, right? If you're going to get a job and be successful in a career, you need to be hired by people. You need to work for people. You need to work with people. Okay, so that's that. So that's the no, you are going to be saved, but you will be saved um, on the basis, well, yeah, well, it's a dialectic relationship, right? They feed into each other. Your mentality and other people's reaction to you because of your mentality and your ability to observe opportunities and as options that allow you to make choices. And overall, this is just a probability game, right? The chances of you being able to impress or attract other, positive relationships with other people are higher, right? If you have a more positive outlook on your situation, right? And remember the importance of positive relationships with people over whom you have no control is to increase the amount of control you can have over that which you don't have control over, right? So it increases your influence over that which you do not control, and therefore it just mitigates the chaos of the environment, right? With respect to your goals and how it impacts you and your goals. So you want to mitigate that impact as much as possible, which is why you want to establish these positive relationships. And that is how that is that is the part where you are saving yourself because you have a mentality that understands this, right? That sees this as an opportunity to improve the odds of your success. Okay, sure.